Rigathi Gachagua is here to defend himself before the members of parliament in the National Assembly. But before that, upfront, he did give his speech, and he actually did a first defense yesterday during his speech as he was addressing Kenyans with regards to the allegations that are being leveled against him. So one, in terms of the wealth that he's possessed within the 2 years, allegedly, he really disqualified that as not proceeds of corruption, as been indicated in the allegation sheet. Now, if going by what Gachagua did say yesterday, then, yes, outrightly, we could see there is a malice. This is called political conmanship or political deception. But again, in that rivalry between them and the president and the possible MPs who want to impeach him, it is also good because we also get to realize the deep thing that is happening in the political fraternity. If they don't agree in certain things, especially that are supposed to make sure that the polity is suffering so much more than they suffer, then they get into a rivalry. Were it not for this rivalry, there are so many things that we wouldn't have known. Anyway, we've seen we just have leaders. Again, these speeches has opened our eyes. One, we've seen people who can just accuse you without doing the homework. For this, I'm not in terms of being in the same side with them, Gachagua, but if it's going by the paper, going by the law, if what Gachagua did say yesterday about owning those properties that they acquired like 5 years ago, even before he was into this race of presidency together with William Samoei Ruto, then it is so sad that even the MPs in those specific areas that he's alleged to have owned property, acquired property worth billions within 2 years that he's been in office. Oh, it shows us people who cannot sit down and do research on certain things, get evidence. Those are the kind of heads that we are electing as leaders. So, either way, remember yesterday in this video, I told you, either way, what will happen when Gachagua is impeached or not. So, we've seen clearly that the intentions of these members of parliament are to impeach Gachagua. But my question is, they did public participation. Very nice. It is so nice. They did public participation. But will they honor the public participation views of the Kenyans of Kufa Dereva Kufa Makanga? Because that is what most of the Kenyans did say during that public participation. They did say you should not only impeach Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president, but also impeach the president himself. So I'll be so keen to see, one, how Gachagua is going to defend himself before the parliament. Remember, he has to defend himself before the parliament, even if they pass to impeach him. Then the speaker will have a window of like 2 days to pass the decisions to the Senate. Then the Senate will also form a committee, that will check into what the allegations have been leveled against the deputy president. After which, upon finding that the accusations or allegations do not hold waters or do not meet the threshold of impeachment for a deputy president, then he retains his seat as the deputy president. If they vote for the impeachment, then the deputy president is impeached. The president announces whom he feels or whom he deems fit to replace Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president. So There are so many things that are in shambles, and this goes a long way to our leaders that we have. It means whenever somebody wants to fight you, they will always fight you with rumors. I've seen some of the people saying that the deputy president shouldn't have said, shouldn't have done this. But remember, I quite clearly told you that there's a difference between what is right morally and what is right politically. What might be wrong morally might be right politically. And what might be wrong politically might be right morally. So at the end of the day, remember these are politicians. So it doesn't matter whether they use deception, whether they use propaganda, whether they use rumors, they will always claim that the end justifies the means. So to them, the means doesn't really matter. But what is being achieved at the end is what really matters. If you make people believe that so and so is a bad person through this, and this, if they made people believe that within 2 years, Rigathi Gachagua has acquired 5 point something billion, yet his salary is 24 million annually. So, yeah, there are those who will choose to believe. There are those who will not go to research. Remember one time I told you that if you want to hide wealth, hide it in books. Because the people fear reading, people fear learning. And that's what for a long time these leaders have been doing. They have been making laws, they pass those bills. We don't get to be involved because we don't want to read the articles of those bills before they are passed in parliament. And before you know, halas, it's done. So we always get our own goals as the citizenry. But right now, we could see a different generation that has woken up and are ready to dissect and read between the lines each and every bill that is being passed. But even as the whole of this thing is happening, remember there's already a bill table to increase the presidential term from 5 to 7 year presidential term. And when that happens, it means also the MCs, MPs, governors, senators, women representatives, all of them will be serving for 7 years. So we have so many things that we are dealing with. Amidst Adani taking over the JKIA, I mean the ports of Mombasa, Ketraco, KPLC, or taking over Chief. I mean, there are a lot of things that we are battling right now. I don't know if the government wants us to get into confusion and lose our battles, but no problem. We'll try to choose one and move with it to finality. So, whether he is impeached or not, that doesn't concern me. All I need personally as Ahmed Khalif is to one day wake up to the news that both of them have been impeached and they've gone home. I can't do this alone. We can do it together by putting up a strong voice. And I believe Kenyans have spoken and told the leaders, hey, kufa dereva kufa makanga. We want Ruto to be impeached. We want Gachagua to be impeached. If they're going home, they came as a package. You know, even they do say if you want to remove your briefs and you are on you're on a trouser, on a long trouser, and you want to move your briefs, the inner wears, you can either decide to hold your trouser together with the brief and pull it down, or you can decide to do away with your trouser first, then do your brief. So what does this mean? If Gachagua is that bad and he really needs to be impeached, there is the head, who is William Ruto. So impeach Ruto first, then he follows, or get them out, all of them. So when there is a problem, you get the root cause of the problem. And the root cause of the problem in this case is the head. So you can't say that you find a solution when you impeach Gachagua and you think like, hey, we've made it. That will be nonsense. That will be bullshit. To be so categorical with you, it will be bullshit. impeaching Gachagua does not hold any waters. Let me be honest with you. We all want him to be impeached, but he doesn't hold any waters. Trust me. Because whom do you think will replace him? Your dad, your mom, your sister? Remember, in politics, there are certain things that are not permitted. Ones, especially here in Kenya, being a truthful man hasn't worked so well for Rigathi Gachagua because it is seen as disrespect. You know? So at the end of the day, you really need to have to choose your battles when, how, and why to fight them. You have to choose your battles keenly. Ahmed Harley for the unscripted talks here in Daba Radio. That is just my analysis as we await to get the defense for Rigathi Gachagua. Let us get to listen to what he'll say different from what he gave us yesterday. If you're watching from YouTube, you love content of this nature, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the notification button. So anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. If you're watching from Facebook, kindly follow our Facebook page for regular updates. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.